All right, guys, how you doing? How's everybody? Salim, how are you? Good to have you guys. Good to be with you. Let's gonna get started. I think sounds is coming through. Audio is well, like video is good, audio is good. So let's get started. Just before, as always, before getting started, please remember we're gonna be working on live market conditions. So anything I show here is not meant to be like a buy or sell signal on any instrument, on any asset. I'm going to show you concepts and the way I approach the market and engage with the setups and charts, and hopefully you can take some of this and apply your own situations. Okay, so with that, okay, I'm going to share my screen now. RLZ, how are you? Let's show my screen over here. Nope. Then we can have this one. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Okay, so I'm starting to build a buy position on Bitcoin. Okay, we discussed this a few weeks ago, the breakout to the upside, and I was waiting for a retest of the breaking area. We had the retest. I couldn't get in, at the very bottom, but I'm building slowly a position as the market retraces. I'm bullish, long-term bullish on Bitcoin, so I'm slowly building some positions over there. And just prior to the session, I closed a trade. This would be like my A-type setup. One of my favorite ones was on pound yen. If we go to the dailies, we see we topped out and we kind of formed a strong reaction on all yen related pairs. We had a strong movement last week. Okay, that large candles, we have it also on dollar yen. We had that huge bearish candle. But when we zoom in into that candle and we try to understand or read the price action, we can go to the hourlies. Okay, that's the movement. We see the top part of the movement was a weak movement. Okay, we see there's not a lot of, it took time to develop, and finally the strong movement happened actually down here. Okay, we see that's the supply area. That was a strong movement to the downside. It actually ended up retracing and going to the to the upside. And all this area, okay, we had this area right there, and we had the supply area down there. So once they are breach to the opposite side, they start, these are called swap zones. Okay, demand areas or supply areas that are breached, and they start acting as the opposite level. So in the case of this supply area, the top one, if we extend that, we see the breaking area to the upside is actually a new demand area. Okay, so now if we extend the demand area to the to the right, we see we approach the demand area on a compression. So we can see we had this strong movement to the upside. Okay, we can see it on the 5-minute chart. Okay, we can see the explosive movement to the upside. That's a fresh demand area. And the way we go and retest that strong demand area, strong buying area, is actually on a weak approach. This is a weak channel. This is a compression. All the supply across the channel has been tested and consumed. So once we have one of a reaction, it tends to be a strong one. And I actually open let me show it here. Okay, so I opened a long position, a long position, expecting that reaction to the upside. The reaction came, and it looked like strong at first, and then it failed to continue, and it actually started to I was expecting this to be very, very strong, to pull back and then to continue to the upside, but instead of that, it completely retraced. But at least the first impulse to the upside, or the first reaction to the upside, I managed to catch that. This is the trade you see here. And I was actually, hoping for that to create something similar to that. Okay, the strong movement to the upside and then some continuation. Okay, pullbacks and continuation. So I could hold the bottom position on what I was, able to add more long positions. The reaction itself creates a fresh demand area that we can see, around. There was CPI prior, so I guess it was around the CPI. So it's all this area right here. The fact that we're not reacting, okay, now I might turn my bias or turn my approach to this one more time. Okay, I will not be married to going long. If this starts picking momentum to the downside, I will switch my, what I want to do. Instead of forcing it to go up, I will try to go short. Okay, so I'll try to see how this develops. It's still in the area where it could react and reverse and go to the upside, and also the fact that it's slowing down. You can see we had like a stronger push to the downside up here, and we're kind of slowing down and struggling to go further down. So I'll see how this evolves, and okay, I'll decide if I go short or I go long. Okay, so I'll wait on that. Anibal, hi. Shane, Stanley, good to have you. Avoca, the Amateur FX, morning to you. Sikon, you got stopped out. Sorry to hear. Paul, please move the live stream so you can see what pair you are. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, wait, wait on that. And let me see if I can move that. How's that? Okay, so now I'm trading. I'm working on the pound yen right now. Jesus, hi. Can we analyze Nasdaq 100? Of course, and Fernando. Guys, just a quick heads up on the week. We have. Let me show that. We got tomorrow, Wednesday, we have a PPI and we have the FOMC statement. So a quick heads up on that. Let me show that. So we had the CPI prior. Okay, we right at the forecast. So that's why we saw all the reaction in the chart, and then going back completely, retracing completely. Tomorrow we have GDP in the UK. We have PPI in the USD, and we have the FOMC statement. The forecast is similar to the previous one. Where are we? And we've seen the inflation in the US going down significantly. So we should not expect more an increase or more hikes in interest rates. So I think we should not go above that. Not this time, at least. But if there's a surprise and they suddenly or surprisingly decide to bring this down by a quarter of a point or whatever it is, that would be a big surprise. Otherwise, there shouldn't be more than just volatile reaction. GDP in New Zealand, and then we have again a policy rate in Switzerland. This is on Thursday, so we again expect it to stay the same. UK, again the official bank rate. So a lot of interest rates releases this week. A lot of opportunities around those movements. A lot of volatility as well. We know by I know by experience, and I also know by data. We run, most traders attempting to make money around these movements tend to lose money. So if you want to do yourself a favor, just step back, watch the release, see what's going on, see the reaction, and then look for a setup after the the spike in volatility, because the spike in volatility just takes all the orders around, and most traders, we see them just losing money, and it's just it's just trying to gamble and to to try to make like a big win. And most cases, even we see traders making going short and going long. Okay, different traders going long and short around the news trades, and they end up losing money, both sides. Okay, so avoid that. It's really it's worthless. And finally, Friday, we got PMIs, Europe and the US afterwards. So busy week. Let me go back to the chart. Okay, we got GBP JPY back to there. Let's see the reaction. Okay, now that's the reaction. We're still on the on the area where we expected a reaction. Now, if this starts getting overextended, I might try to start building some short positions. Arslan, welcome. Now, I want to be careful when building into short positions here, because there's not a lot supply back here on the left side. Probably here we have some. But just for some scalps, this shouldn't be a challenge. And now we're also getting into the end of the year and December, and the trading behavior or the market behavior changes drastically. Volume drops. We tend to see, especially the last week of December, after Christmas or around Christmas until next year. We tend to see more erratic movements in the market. So also take that into consideration. So we're still good. We see all the announcements, but maybe from next week or 2 weeks, it's a good opportunity to step back from trading and start focusing on next year, back testing, real testing, tweaking your strategy, find opportunities for the next year. Okay, guys, we're having the bearish reaction, and we have a nice support form there. So now, if it continues to the upside, overextended, I might try looking for short opportunities. If it pulls back towards this area, I'll look for selling opportunities, for buying opportunities. So I'll just keep an eye open around here. Bitcoin keeps still there, but the area, the breaking area, so we have one here and the other one there. Okay, it's same place. Yeah, US 30 and where am I? Let's pick that one. Nasdaq and US 30. Um, US 30 and Nasdaq, they're having similar, similar behaviors. We're approaching historical highs. Okay, you see that's all-time highs. Difficult on, on indices to break those levels, but it's, it's doable. We had this reaction previous, that consolidation at previous supply. Now we're approaching the toppest, okay, the highest and historical high. So keeping an eye open there. Just also keep in mind that we had the opportunity to react, and we just pull back and continue to the upside. So we should be going all the way to the top. Not sure we're going to break that area. Also, the fact that we're coming so overextended to that area, we tend to have, and that's something we saw on gold, for example. Gold was, looked like it was going to break and just, spiked out and reverse. And we will very likely see something similar to this, especially going into the end of the year. Not sure we're going to see a break of historical highs. Right now, if we analyze that movement, okay, the bias is to the upside. We're coming from, this very kind of uptrend, and we see the strong push to the upside and the continuation. We do see the selling activity as well as we approach the bottom. So, if we continue to the upside, I would be looking to sell that area. But after some confirmation, bias is still long. So pullbacks towards, key buying areas, I would keep, I would stick to the buying side, and something similar to the Nasdaq. We had the opportunity to retrace, okay, and I thought we would retrace stronger than we did, okay, at those prior levels. And right now we are approaching again all-time highs. So skeptic about having a breakout of the levels. So we might go and test those. But if we see, around CPI, we have very strong reaction to the downside. That's a huge, supply. Most likely we'll have some continuation to the downside until next buying area, which is here on the Nasdaq. Is very, very clear. Okay, we have this nice buying area. So bias is still to the upside, but the fact that we're approaching all-time highs, if there's no something fundamental behind it, it will be very hard to break those levels. Okay, let me see. I'll try to join I'll start building a short position over here. Why is this going back to? As we're overextended, we're getting overextended to the, to the selling area. So we'll slowly build a sell position and just try to catch, use that little volatility. I'll try to catch that. So I'll start small and I'll start building slowly. This is the area where I want to be more active. So I'm building early, okay, just to see if there's a bit of volatility, but that's the area where I want to build. And if that breaks to the upside, then I want to stop, because we have no supply. Okay, we have no supply at all. There's no resistance across the channel. So if we see a break to the upside, I'll be in trouble trying to fight that. Okay, that will explode to the upside. I just want to build a small position to the downside. And if this starts picking momentum to the upside, then I'll switch again to the upside. Okay. So you saw how this was getting overextended. Candles were getting smaller, and now this is a big candle. gaining momentum. So I will most likely take that for a break even, and I will see if I can build like a fixing trade, and then I'll switch to the upside. I don't want to get caught here in the wrong side of the market, because if it breaks that selling area, it will fly to the upside. Okay, so right at the bottom of the selling area, we see some reaction. It didn't build. But now this is so overextended. I'm comfortable now waiting for a pullback and starting building buying positions. Okay, so I don't get married with my first analysis. I react to what the market is telling me and is doing, and that's very, very important to do. Mm. I'll bring gold here. I'll go back to gold in a minute. Okay, I'll peel off the buying position, the selling position, and I will start building buying positions. Okay, what's the spread on GBP? It didn't take me out. It's 1 pip. Okay, so you see how it should have taken me out, and it by probably half of a pip didn't take me out, and I'm waiting for the continuation to the upside. So let's see how can I get rid of that one. Now I'm waiting for the I'm trying to build a buy position now. And we had like a little reaction and then failed to continue to go higher. So I just don't want the market to suddenly break to the downside and build momentum to the downside. So I'll keep reading. I have a buying area around here. So the market had reacted and had the opportunity to turn and failed. So I'm also taking that into my analysis. Around this area, I will build a little. I'll build a little bit more, and if that fails, I have that area as well. and I want to see the market slowing down around that area. I don't want to see it picking, momentum to the downside. So you see how it's like pushing and holding. I want to see the opposite behavior. I want to see some tails forming in the bottom part. I'll need to adjust these ones. Okay, let's see if we can have a reaction there. And this is the importance of starting small, is that giving yourself the flexibility to manage trades, to build into the setups, to build into the positions. Don't getting oversized at your first entry, because you might have to fix, you might have to adjust. So it's very, very, it's crucial. Now, from all this setup, I don't have like a real bias. I just have like momentum. We had the setup on the 1 hour chart. We saw I wanted the continuation to the upside. We had full retracement. So we're playing between extreme areas and extreme areas. So as long as we don't break those to either direction, I think we can build both sides. And if not, I'll just need to take the loss for today's session. Okay, nice reaction. I need some follow through from that nice volatility to the upside. I need some follow through now. Crucial to get that. A good exercise to do is to hide your entry levels and to reanalyze. Okay, if I was just opening this chart, what would I would do? Okay, what I would do. And in this case, I would be buying. I could not be selling right there. In any case, I would be trying to buy, probably placing my stops here below that pivot point, and attempting to get some pips above that. So I couldn't be selling. So the fact that I'm buying at those areas, kind of makes sense. Of course, I have the top positions that I need to fix right now. Let's keep managing this. Okay, speaking momentum, we had a strong reaction to the upside, and there was no follow through, which is not a good sign. That means I need to scale out a little bit of this, of this trade. I need to take some of the loss If I was, fully sized, probably my stop loss would be around there. Okay, so if we do break that low level, I need to take some of the trade off. Okay, because I don't want to be, with all the position on a break of that pivot point. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. It's fighting there around that area. It's trying to decide, okay, will I break and go all the way to the downside, or I'm going to hold and turn? Yeah, it's kind of wanting to go down. So I'll just peel one off. Try to manage this. Okay, that's picking momentum. All the setup, ends here. Okay, if we pick momentum and we just break that, the lows, I'll need to take the loss. Okay. Okay, kind of try to pick momentum to the downside, and it's reacting to that area. Okay, you see we mark that, but we need the reaction and continuation to the upside. Okay? It's not enough to see the reaction, similar to what we had here. So we had like a reaction but no follow through. So you saw real time. We kind of formed a week and then we push lower. So there's a lot of momentum to the downside. I need that momentum to go away and to buyers to step in. If that doesn't happen, then there's no point on keeping adding, because momentum is clearly to the downside. I don't want to be making that that hole larger. And second, I will need to, in case we do have a reaction, I will need to to adjust all the trades, because now expecting a break of that high will be a challenge. Probably even a break of that area will be a challenge. So if I do add at this bottom area, I'll try to get break even around this level here. Okay, let's see if we can have a reaction from that area. Okay, you see we're reacting to the bottom area. And it looks like it wants to continue to the downside. You see the momentum picking up to the downside. So that's okay when you need to close the trade, take the loss, and you have to wait for the next setup. Okay, I guess this is where most traders struggle the most. Okay, taking the losses and understanding they were wrong, and that's something we need to do. I've shown you in the past. I'm showing you my statistics, and one of my largest trades, my largest loss in the past was one of the setups that failed, and I wasn't mature enough to take the loss and to understand I was, to understand I was wrong and taking the loss. So since that time, I promised myself I wouldn't do that ever again. So we just take the loss. Okay, the setup is there. If there's no reaction, we close it, we move on. Price action has been messy, has been very confusing. Okay, we have overextended movement, and no fluctuation around it. That has made this session a bit, challenging. Now, if it breaks to the downside, strongly to the downside, now that's overextended. Okay, the pullback might come at some point, but then after that pullback, I'll start building short positions. Okay, that would be my next setup. We do have some time till the end of the session, so I'll try to recoup a little bit from this loss. Okay, so those are off. Now I want to see if this picks momentum to the downside. And now on a pullback to the upside, I'll start building short positions. Okay, that's the idea. We're at the bottom part. Okay, I expect some reaction. There, but we're coming strongly to the downside. We had opportunities to turn, and we haven't turned at all. So we have, the overextension. I'm expecting a pullback. I'll start building short positions afterwards. Now to build shorts, we got this area. We got this area. Bitcoin is still there. Gold down. Do you consider Fibos sometimes? I do consider Fibos, but I think with some practice, you will end up seeing on the charts the same levels as Fibonacci, as the Fibonacci's show you. Okay, now of course now we have the strong reaction to the upside, right? Of course we do. It's fine. But now in order to build my short positions, I need the market slowly go up. I don't want it to shoot up. The market is playing with me. Come on. Don't, give me a little movement to the downside. That's it. Not asking for much. It's going to fly up, huh? It's going to do it. Take one off. If I take another loss, I'll just wrap up the session, guys. I'll need to stop, reset, go to, okay. That's the price action. Okay, that's the impulse, pullback, and just little continuation to the downside. Not much, not asking much. And you see that, I'm at the level I wanted to sell. I have the price action, the tail. So I see the pressure from the upside coming. Now just bit reaction to the downside. That's it. Not asking for much. Now, if that turns and breaks to the upside, I'll need to close all these little trades. But now I'm in a good position. I have small stop loss. Some, that's a nice. This is a nice trade. Okay, regardless the previous trade and the loss that I had in the previous setup, this is a trade I will take every single time I see in front of me. Okay, so I'm happy with this one. Spreading the pair is making it a bit challenging. I'm usually scalping on the Euro USD or Pound USD, with close to zero spread, and here having 1 pip, it kind of affects a little bit. But let's see if I can grab at least these ones. Come on. Yeah, at least those. Overall, I'm still in a loss. I took some larger losses, but it's a matter of a couple of more setups, and I'm back to the to break even. So all good. Okay, at least that little setup was good. Now I see momentum is peaking to the downside, and that is very, very important because we're going to be breaking, the demand area we started the session with. And if we do break that, we will have continuation to the downside. Momentum will be to the downside, and I'll will most likely see a reaction of these levels. But if we see the momentum so bearish, same things, same thing I did here, okay, waiting for the pullback and then the continuation, I'll do exactly the same. I'll wait for a like kind of a fresh impulse, kind of the same like this one, okay, fresh impulse, pullback, sell again, because now we're forming fresh supply areas. Okay, so pullbacks towards those supply areas, happy to be selling those. And that's once you finish the trade or you finish the setup, I took the losses, and then I had a little bit of, there was some reaction to the upside, and then you holding your head and say, okay, why did I close the trade? It just came back to my position, and then market continues to the downside, and then you're glad again you took the losses. So it's very important to like predefine the setup, your exit point, and respecting those exit points, and moving on. Okay, not getting stuck in what happens after you take profit or a loss. Same with my with my wins here. I took profit at the start at the scalping take profit, and then the market continued to the downside. So I could have let those run a little bit more before taking profits. Okay, but that's the negative and the bad feedback. Okay, you should not be giving yourself. Okay, you want to keep your process going, and you want to, in my case, remind myself that these rare cases that I take the losses, as you saw today, they will be there. Once a week, once every 2 weeks. I suffer those losses. They will tend to be larger than my average win, so my risk-reward ratio tends to be like, break even or slightly negative, but I make that up with a very high win rate. Okay, so I keep my process, I keep trading, and I recoup those. I recover from those losses and eventually go into profitability. Okay, guys, we're getting to the the end of the session. We had trying to do a self-assessment of what we had here. We had volatility and very overextended markets, which gave me signals without a lot of bias. After this movement to the upside, it was overextended. I was looking for the pullback and the continuation higher. That didn't happen. Instead of that, continue to the downside. I took the losses, pullback, added, took a little bit of wins. I believe negative for the session, but I'll make that back in a couple of hours, if not tomorrow. So no drama. Just making sure we stick to the rules, we stick to the stop loss we predefined, and moving on. Okay, not getting stuck in a loss. And regarding the Bitcoin position, it's not moving a lot, but as long as we stay above the buying area, I'll keep buying. If we do break that buying area, there's not a lot of support here, so I'll close those positions or part of them if we do see a breakout to the downside. But as long as we're above the buying area, I'll keep buying Bitcoin. Okay, guys, I will wrap up here. Thanks for coming as always. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. And until next time, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.